you imagine a young girl from upstate New York standing on the stage in Times Square? And on one of the most important days, World AIDS Day. So I came prepared with this, but let me speak from here. I look at the numbers, I look at the marquee. If you haven't seen it yet, pay attention. We have over 131,000 people living within New York State, living with HIV and AIDS. And we have a responsibility. I look out across this crowd, I look at the people who are listening, the passerbys who didn't know why we were here, who stopped to hear. And it occurs to me that we can do this. New York has always been a leader in the fight against HIV and AIDS. We have always been a model. We have always set the pace. So don't stop now. Now is the opportunity. Now is the time to look at and address the communities that are at high
First housing programs for people living with HIV and AIDS, followed by Housing Works and many others, under the administration of Mario Cuomo. So it's very fitting today that we ask his son, Andrew Cuomo, our governor, 30% rent cap. 30% rent cap. We know after 30 years that housing is an evidence-based intervention in both prevention and care. What else do we have to demonstrate? HACA for all.
Incoming borough president, and as somebody who has seen what happens when people are homeless, it is crazy to put money into homeless housing when it should stay in permanent housing so that people can remain in their apartments and get services. And we also must change the broker fee. Brokers need the full fee so that you can get an apartment when you're living with AIDS.
There is no cure for AIDS. There is no vaccine to fight HIV. Only 1 in 4 Americans who live with HIV have it under control.
Infection. Even though my father is gone, as a gay man living in New York City, HIV is still part of my daily life. It is a war in which my contemporaries and I are soldiers. And it is a war in which we need the support and help of those empowered to win. We young gay men of color are part of a population that is often discussed, yet rarely spoken with when it comes to HIV prevention. For those who work in the HIV field, HIV is a 9 to 5 issue. But there are people like me for whom HIV is a 24-hour-a-day issue. We cannot afford for HIV to be a 9 to 5 issue any longer. We have the power to demand government and those in power to care for the health of people like me, for gay men.
That too many people are being infected each and every day, that there are communities that are ignored. We cannot feel comfortable and sit by idly and allow this to happen in a city where we spend millions and millions on luxury housing and nothing on young children. We've got to stand together and recognize that the fight continues, and that all of us need to work together.
Habla hispana que están con nosotros hoy aquí. Sencillamente les quiero decir que en este Día Internacional de Concientización del SIDA, me siento reinvigorado al ver esta multitud aquí tratando de terminar esta epidemia. Y le digo a mis compañeros de habla hispana, inmigrantes, que estas organizaciones que están representadas aquí hoy, tenemos un compromiso con todos ustedes. A pesar de que no tengan un pedazo de papel que diga que son residentes o son ciudadanos de este país, tienen el mismo derecho de cualquier otra persona para recibir el tratamiento, la vivienda y los servicios.
That they face is housing. especially the young people who are HIV positive. You know, my colleague Johnny talked about the young people he serves and them being HIV positive, but yet not being able to access housing because they're not sick enough to be eligible for HACA. That's a shame. These are young people that have no hope. They go to HRA and they go to the HACA center and they think